Alright guys, if you're about to book a holiday with any accessible needs or physical disabilities, please listen to what we have to say. A bit of background about us. My mum, sister and myself all have Charcot-Marie-Tooth disease. It's a hereditary degenerative disease causing the deterioration of the muscles and nerve endings in our lower limbs. Meaning my mum, who is further on now, needs a wheelchair to get around comfortably. And myself and my sister, we struggle, but are still somewhat independent. My parents booked a cruise with P&O for April 2026. They paid in December 2025. Paid in full, and they didn't book an accessible room because she doesn't use a powered mobility scooter or wheelchair. She just uses a foldable wheelchair on her holidays. They didn't see it necessary. They did still, of course, notify P&O of the use of this chair and that they would be bringing it. So pretty simple. But apparently not. 4 weeks before they were due to depart, they got a phone call from P&O stating that their holiday had been cancelled due to a lack of evacuation chairs on the cruise. And then they went on to imply that it was my parents' fault for not filling out the forms correctly. Now, I went over their emails after they told me about this. I went through their forms, I went through all of the documentation to do with the holiday, and that is absolutely a load of, you get it. Now, after that, after a bit of back and forth with this person, they then decided to offer them a 25% refund on their holiday. So they would keep 75% of the money. They would be offered 25% of the holiday as a refund, which is obviously caused them outrage and complete devastation. Like when you're excited about going on your holiday in 4 weeks, and then you just get that news and then get told that you're only going to get 25% of it back. Ridiculous. So they continue fighting with multiple representatives over a course of a week, I'd say, probably over phone calls and emails. And then they finally got a small victory in being allowed to transfer the full amount onto another holiday with P&O. Thank God there's at least one person that works for them that has some form of heart. I mean, you would think that was the difficult part over now, and they would just book a different cruise, move the money over, and it's done and dusted. You'd be very wrong. What came next was even more ridiculous. Instead of doing the logical thing and a representative telling them exactly what cruises going out in the next year had available evacuation chairs within the rough budget of their previous cruise, instead they told them to find the holiday they want and call us back to book. Now, I don't know the exact number of times they chose a holiday and called them to be then told time and time again that there was no evacuation chairs for that cruise, but it was probably a minimum of 10 times that they've done this over the course of another week, maybe 2 weeks. I mean, they couldn't even, why couldn't they just provide the information up front? Like, they did eventually find a cruise, of course, and that one is for April 2027, a full year after their original holiday. Not only that, but this cruise was 10 days instead of the 7 they originally booked. So that means it's cost them even more money to move the holiday across. Look, this was an awful experience. My parents wanted this sharing with people in hope that at least a few people may see it and not have to go through the disappointment they did. Maybe, just maybe, that somebody at P&O gets to see this, maybe somebody higher up, so they can set a few things right. Because let's be honest, all they actually need to do to clear this up and to help the next person is to clearly state on their website that anyone with accessible needs, meaning physical issues, must have an available evacuation chair allocated to them in case of emergencies. And then here's a crazy idea. Maybe on the individual booking pages for each cruise, I don't know, maybe just put how many evacuation chairs are left for that cruise. I mean, then people don't have to suffer the disappointment of having a holiday cancelled 4 weeks before they're due to go on it. It's just a thought. I mean, what annoys me most about this is it feels purposeful. Like, I'm not saying it is, because I'd hate to get sued here for expressing an opinion, which is what this is. It's an opinion. this is definitely a simple fix and clearly something they encounter a lot. It just feels like to me it's a choice they don't print this on their pages. Like, because once you've booked and paid, they then have your money controlled and no chance of a refund. They will then attempt to cancel and offer 25% refund. And if you're like my parents and fight for it, they will then only offer you to transfer your money across to a different cruise, meaning they still have your money locked in with them. Like, and I know, and you know, they won't change anything. So I'm hoping whoever sees this, you don't spend a penny until you confirm with them over the phone that they have what you need for your holiday. Because believe me, the amount of fighting they had to go through to get this outcome is just stupid. Like, they've even gone as far as putting in a formal complaint about the situation and how they can improve it for the future customers, hoping to make a difference for the next person. And they didn't even respond. I mean, I think that tells you all you need to know. Like, look, we're not saying avoid them at all costs. Just simply saying to those with disabilities and accessible needs, please just be careful. These companies aren't here to help us. They're just after your money. That's it.